Is that really?
Alright, whenever you're ready, Tommy.
What was your topic? What?
How to get a date. 48% of American adults are single, and we're here to bring that number down, people.
Woo!
That was brought to you by the U.S. Census Bureau. So yeah, mine's how to get a date. Your motive for listening is easy. Who doesn't want a great man or woman in their life? And if you already have one, it's never a bad time to upgrade. So my credibility statement is like, people tell me that I give really good advice, which is weird because I haven't been through like a lot, but because we're all so young. But God was almost like, here's a bunch of knowledge you didn't earn, and so hopefully I'm going to spread the love with that knowledge now. So it's 2 simple steps. It's just don't be repulsive and be yourself. It's just that simple. So first, do you ever think how much time it takes to not be repulsive? Like, okay, so first you just have to, the like basis standard to sleep is like 8 hours. So you need that to not have like bags under your eyes and all that stuff. Then you gotta brush your teeth, you gotta shower, you gotta pick out clothes for the day that you picked a month before in a clothing store. John, actually, this is a part of being repulsive. He's not repulsive. So another thing to do is smile, because it's so easy to smile, and that is really a good thing. Another thing people do that is repulsive is use people as objects. So this is my object, by the way, my visual aid. Thank you very much. So don't use people as objects because that's repulsive. So next, I watched Hitch, the movie again, and that has a lot of great stuff in it. And the guy who wrote it was on the top 100 people to know in Hollywood list, so that's why it's terrible. He said, you can't use what you don't have. So that means just be yourself. So if you're not outgoing, just play the shy card and maybe the other person will like it. And if they don't like it, then just move on. There's other people. Be vulnerable in front of them. I think it's super essential to be vulnerable in front of people, because it's such a beautiful thing when 2 people are vulnerable in front of each other. And let the other person match your vulnerability, and if they don't, then just move on. Be direct. Don't beat around the bush. That's how you get in the friend zone. And I've been president of the friend zone for a very long time. I've been trying to impeach myself, but I can't seem to get out. Use the internet. It's so, no one ever in the history of man or woman has got the internet, and our generation has it, so let's use it. Tinder, I hate it, but it works. So you can use it. It's a it's a way to get dates. It's just a numbers game. You have to just like go like that, and then to people who you like, and then you just filter through them. But also don't compromise, because there's so many people out there. You're gonna filter through and then find one that you like, and then keep that one as long as you can until the next one, blah, blah, blah. So one thing I learned in college, it wasn't in a classroom, but one thing I learned is if I'm gonna get married, she's gonna be hot. Because there's so many attractive females just at the school that there's got to be more in the world. So there's got to be one weird enough to get with me. So that's one thing I learned from college. So be yourself. Persistence, this is a gray area, because it comes down to being yourself again, because if you're a persistent person, then be persistent. I'm a people pleaser, so I don't like to push people in ways that they don't like to be pushed. I'm not a persistent person. Like if you like me, great. If not, okay, I'll take another one. So it seems like back in the 50s, persistence was the only thing that you needed to get a girl. Like, hey, sweetheart, like let's let's paint the town red together. And then they said no a bunch of times, and then they finally said yes. And then you got married and had kids, and you hated your life for the rest of your life. Because I worked at a camp over the summer, and my whole philosophy was don't push it because like it's just too much to deal with. And then I went to a camp, and the leaders there were all married, and almost all their stories was, yeah, I wasn't into him at first, and then he kept coming back, and I was like, okay, and now we're happily married with kids. So I was like, oh crap, that like messes up my whole philosophy. So it's a gray area, but it can be done. In closing, it's simple. Just don't be repulsive, and just be yourself. And if anyone gets married through these steps, let me know because I'd love to hear it. Thank you.